Hi, beautiful artist. Today I was sitting here answering some questions about these wonderful metallics we've been using through the holidays. We've mostly been using, if you remember, those mirror series, which are really beautiful. They look like liquid metallic, honestly. But today I want to do, I had an idea to use these. So this is the Princess series. It's one of the ones that really shows up, I think, the best on black paper. I mean, look at that pop. And so first thing that came to mind is I gotta paint a dragonfly with that. So I purchased this little pad, a little mini pad on Amazon of this Stonehenge Coldpress Legion paper. So I could maybe play with this and share with you guys. So I've got the dragonfly drawn out. I just used a lid to kind of draw like a little circle wreath type of thing. And now I'm going to go ahead and go on there and let's play with these metallics. I'm going to start with my dragonfly. And I think the color I will use will be this beautiful green, which so interesting. In the palette, these all look very light. But boy, you guys, again, when you get them on this paper, they just pop. I mean, they have so much shine to them. I'm quite surprised. So actually, let me take that back. What I'm going to do, let me grab my paper towel here, and I'm using my 6 Princeton long round. As you know, I love the Princeton. You could also use your Dagatos here, but I wanted a really long, thin point. So I'm using those today to get some of these thin lines. And I'm going to outline the wings in this color, which again, look at that. This is one of the reasons I wanted to share this with you, because if you just look at these tins, they look very light. But when you put them on this black paper, they're just so bright. I'm using that, and I'm going to use very light pressure for my brush strokes. Wow, that just pops off the paper. And outlining my wings here. There you go. And then we're going to fill the inside up with some of these different colors. Now I'm also going to use the gold for the circle, but we'll do that after because I don't want to put my hand in it. So I'm going to go with that. Just wash and rinse my brush. And then let's play with, see how these mix on the inside. I think I want to use this purple and pink and green. Again, it's just so interesting because in this little palette, they look very light. And I'm going to apply some of that in here. And to this side, I'm using somewhat the side of my brush. And then let's see what happens when we mix some of the blue with that. Which again, look how light this blue looks in here. It does not look like it does on paper, which is a great little surprise. There you go. Really pretty. Okay. And then let's do the bottom wings, maybe in the green and blue. Wow, I just love how this pops. I can't get over that because it just looks so subtle in the palette. Okay, wash and rinse, and then maybe add some blue in there. There we go. I'm even going to mix these a little bit, just kind of encourage them to blend. Be a little bit more of that green. But the gold is really keeping its shape. Let me go in and mix this one up a little bit. There we go. Metallics, what I have found, do behave a little differently. They don't mix quite as easily. You have to help them a little. So there we go. Really, really pretty. Let's do the body. And actually, I haven't tried this with the metallics. I'm going to see if I just dampen the body and then let's go in with the color and see how it spreads. Okay, I think I'll pick up some of that blue again. So the metallics don't quite spread as easily as watercolors, but I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that, actually. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of, maybe some green or purple. Let's go in with that purple again. Okay, really pretty. And the head we will do, or I'm going to do in blue. Now I'm working on a tiny pad here, so you may want to do a bigger pad. And then just the tiny brush strokes with the tip of my brush, like that, for its little legs. And I will have to use some white. Let's see, where is my palette with white gouache for the little eyes? Here we go. Gouache I don't typically leave in my palette, by the way, because it tends to crack and get a little bit harder than watercolor. So usually I use gouache out of the tube. That's just my experience. And I'm going to paint the little eyes here. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and go around the wreath. I'm going to use gold again, and just the tip of my brush, I'm going to go around and create this circle that I drew using a lid. This would be such a beautiful card, by the way. Really would stand out. These metallics are so fun. I've been thinking about how we could continue to use them. And then I'm going to use that green for maybe some fun little leaves. I want to make sure I don't put my hand in there, my palm. Press, press for that C stroke for a leaf. Point, press. Now I'm using that very thin brush, so I'm not going to get as wide as strokes as I might if I used another brush. And then point, press, like that. Point, press. There we go. Point, press. Notice how I'm leaving a gap in there too, so I guess you wouldn't consider it white space because I'm black paper, but press. Add a tiny bit more water. Point, press. All right, and then I'm going to use, I think, a blue for some of that vine. Isn't this beautiful? Just magical, truly. I think I'm going to want to paint a butterfly with this. I'm just adding into some of the green leaves. Just for some fun and interest. Boy, I could play with these all day long, you guys. I mean, oh my gosh. For some reason, you know what this is reminding me of? Remember light brights? When I was a kid, I loved light brights. This reminds me of that because it's almost like these are lit up. They're so pretty. I mean, they just are so bright. I can't believe it. I'm just going to add a tiny bit to these leaves, which I really love that little special touch. And look at that. I might just add the tiniest bit of gold to one side of his body. Now I'm just really playing here. Adding in some little things. We could even add in the tiny bit of gold. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, my new obsession, you guys. I hope I don't drive you nuts with it, but this is really pretty. I think you could even go in if you wanted to expand on these wings and draw in some little lines. You could use a detail brush and really get small and detailed in there, but I don't even think you really need it, honestly, because the metallics are so beautiful. They don't need much of anything else to make them pop. So there you go. Now the last thing, as I'm painting here, I'm thinking about, we've been having so much fun with these little Q-tips. Let's go in and add some of those. And the reason this came up is I've got purple in here, so I want to spread some of that purple around just to bring that coherency into this beautiful little painting, so our eye just doesn't get stuck there with that purple. So let's just go in, wet my brush. I'm going to pick up some of that purple. Let's see if this shows up, and add in some little berries. There we go. Yeah, that works. Oh my gosh. Okay, my mind is just going now with what else we can do here. Look how fun that is. Wow, 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 you guys. I hope it's showing up as beautiful as it is showing up for me. And stay tuned because I am now 100% obsessed with this. I never thought I'd be painting on black paper. I'll go back in. I can't remember where I got this actually. I'm sure I got it on Amazon. I'll find my link. These little papers are really fun. I might even invest in a bigger sheet because I'm having so much fun. And this Princess series, MAB Watercolors, as you know, I love her because she's a small artist. She really takes pride in her products, and sometimes you might have to wait just a little bit, but gosh, I think it's worth it. Here's the colors. Look at how beautiful. You sent this card to somebody, they would be like, wow, how did you even do that? All right, and by the way, I'll link my number 6 Princeton long round. I do love this brush. As you know, I love the feel But I really like the long round. It's just a little bit thinner than the 8. So it's a great brush to have. If you have the Degatos I'm always referring to, you could use that too. You could even use a fine liner. All right, I will make this a tutorial kit. The $2.50 tutorial kit you guys seem to like. I'll also sell the original. I do that as well. For me, when I was in college, I loved having the kit in front of me to kind of look at the end of class. I would always go up and kind of stare at my teacher's painting so I could check out like how she did each brush stroke, and I'd really study it. Of course, that was before online Etsy and all those things, but I just colored in some of those dots there. I will make that available for you. Okay, I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks so much for being a part of my community. And thank you for the thank yous about Jenna Rainey, recognizing me. What an honor, truly. I'm just so grateful for you guys and the community that we've built here together. And keep the suggestions coming in because I love them. They really inspire me. All right, everybody, I will talk to you soon, and I hope you give this a try.